How has love and forgiveness affected you?
Well, we're going to start off with the actual part of the story that I was wanting to go to. We dealt with a lot of hatred and disbelief. You know, people coming in throwing what you call darts into the family, and what you call it caused the atmosphere of hatred. Basically, we hated each other for years. 20 years, we disliked each other because of the fact that we allowed others to influence our attitudes towards each other. Um, it took a little time because I had caught myself up in a whole entire different world, the drug world. I'm trying to find that love that you're not getting from your parents and your family. Trying to find in I tried to find it in people that were negative. A lot of negativity and negative feelings would treasure up, and I would just it would consider me as being somebody that would want to do drugs. And the way that forgiveness came in is one day God just said, stop, just completely leave that alone. And I started praying. And as I started praying, God started opening up doors, and I prayed about the family. God said, it's time to start bridging all that hatred that's in the family now, and to stop it and start playing the acceptance role. It was our job to fulfill the prophecy of coming back together. My grandmother talked about it before she died a lot, that we would probably have a giant hole in the family until one of us came up with the conclusion that we need to start praying and start forgiving each other. Because we were at the point where I hadn't heard from certain cousins for about 20, 30 years.
Wow.
Just not talking because we had that little disagreement, a spat about what you call actually food, basically. That's what our whole entire family was about food. And it's just God just started talking and brought in the fact that, okay, it's time for forgiveness. It's been a long enough time. There's been too many chains built up in your lives. So it's time to start breaking the chains and break the silence between the family. And so I said God had told me to tell y'all that we need to start praying together. The first, we sent the text out, and five was in it. We were just gonna apologize to each other, sitting on the phone crying and stuff, talking about how we forgive each other and stuff. And that day, it's like something started breaking, and we did two more times, and we went from 5 people to 7 people to 12 people. And family members that we thought would never call started calling in. And it's still a long bridge to go through, but we have the fact that forgiveness is the thing. And when we first start talking, every time we have started saying forgiveness. It's like the pastor has started something. It's like National Forgiveness Year or something. Everybody's playing the forgiveness role. Every time I turn on the TV, I guess something that God really wanted to be known. Turn on the TV, and the first thing they start talking about is forgiveness. Like, okay, God is wanting for us to forgive each other. We started forgiving each other, and then I started forgiving myself, which made me more looser and more open to what God is saying. What you call the freedom of forgiveness is just it's challenging. It caused me to forgive the church that I'm going to, a very good church, Bridgeway, and it gave me the forgiveness inside to forgive some of the people in my past that have basically stood in my way on certain issues. It also gave me a chance to forgive everything and made me a more likable person. I know y'all probably can see that. Very more likable, easier to talk to, easier to be around. And what you call my, I don't like really joking around too much because of the fact this is a serious issue, forgiveness. It's really, really serious.
So you think God could do that for others?
God can do that for anybody. He can do it for anybody. He said he once he forgives us, what you call it's our challenge to forgive ourselves. And once we forgive ourselves, it's a bigger challenge to forgive others that have wronged us in the past.
That's good. That's good.